Holding on to something in a white straight jacket. September days in the past, it happened. Moving to the function, I attract them like a magnet. See me down Abbott. Hey there, Armor here. Welcome back, guys, to the Armavation channel. Today I have another very special guest for another Armavation conversation. She is an independent music, female, hip-hop, rap artist. Yeah. Please, everyone, give it up for J.Plantana.
Thank you for having me. Very much appreciated. Yeah, that's me. I'm J.Plantana. I'm a female rapper. I'm from Michigan, specifically the Detroit area, but you can catch me in Lansing sometimes too. So yeah. So thanks for having me again, and I'm very excited to talk about some stuff.
Well, we're glad to have you, J.Plantana, always.
Thank you.
I always call her J. It's easier for me, and I think it's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I did that on purpose, so people can have a little nickname.
Yeah. So today, guys, we're basically just gonna have a chill conversation talking about women in the music industry, specifically talking about I guess our experience being a woman in music. So, and also we're gonna go down and talk about different mental health topics. Yeah. So, I guess my tongue. Let's just get started. Okay, so first of all, Jay, just let everyone know, how long have you been doing music for?
Yeah, so I didn't put anything out back then, but I started rapping in 2018, and I started putting music out in 2019. I wasn't super heavy on the promotion. I didn't really know a lot of other rappers for a while, but I got my stuff out there at least, which is a good start, and just kind of had fun with it, and I still am.
Yeah.
Although I'm taking promo and stuff a bit more serious now. I'd say I got really serious about it, or at least relatively serious about it, like late 2021. So that's when things have started taking off.
Oh yeah, I started in I would say 2020, and I didn't start doing like collaborations or like promoting or anything till like 2021, like late 2021.
Me too.
Yeah. So I feel like this year we're kind of like paddling the boat. We're going.
For sure.
Okay. So yeah, let's get into it. Women in the industry. So what has been your experience being a female in the music industry, and especially being a part of the hip hop community?
I'd say it's very different for each genre. Like, I have a friend who does like bedroom pop, and like although she's not involved in the community as much, she's definitely probably not facing as much like sexism, because bedroom pop is a very female dominated genre, and it's something that she fits right into in terms of demographics. But for like female rappers, it's just like a lot of like tokenizing, at least for me. A lot of people say like, oh, you're unlike these other female rappers because you don't rap about sex, or like you don't talk about this, and you actually talk about like issues that matter, and it's like I don't really think that's a way we should be judging people.
Yeah.
That is still sexism. It's still it's just I happen to be excluded, but it's like it's still very offensive.
Yeah.
And that's the main issue I'd say with it. Obviously, I wouldn't give it up for the world. That stuff is something I can work around, but
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, because that was one of my questions too. I was gonna ask you, do you feel like female singers have it easier than female rappers? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say easier. I think more just different, because, you still have issues like with Kesha and the whole Dr. Luke thing, if you're familiar with that.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Any industry really is going to have oppression towards women in it. I think it's just different for each. I think it might be a bit harder in hip-hop, but it also just depends on, like, what areas of hip-hop you're hanging out with. I've learned to avoid areas of the industry, at least online, where people are going to not be receptive. So,
yeah,
you just got to pick and choose your circles.
So what was like one of the challenging situations you did face, or like what you're currently dealing with as far as like working with music as a female in this industry?
Yeah, I think a big one I was dealing with was just like people trying to hit on me, like vibrators.
Right.
It's been a while since that happened. I set some boundaries. For a while I had in like my Instagram and my rap fame bio like, don't DM me unless it's about music.
Right.
And that just kind of kept people away. But like especially on rap fame, like I was getting harassed a lot. Just like whatever creepy comments, and the app wouldn't let me delete DMs.
Okay.
So I would always, whenever I was scrolling through my DMs, I'd like keep seeing them.
Right.
Not a great app, by the way. It needs improvement.
Oh yeah,
it's a good, yeah.
Before you go on, just if you could just let people know what rap fame is in case.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, so Rap Fame, I mean it's a fine app, but it's like it's basically where you can sort of like publish your own like sort of amateur raps, and it's a really good way to get practice.
Mm-hmm.
They have like beats on there you can select. They have like contests, stuff like that. It is really fun. It just has issues, of course, like
Of
any other app
course,
does.
yeah, yeah.
But you know, it's really fun. But yeah, that was like the main issue I'd say is like the harassment.
Mm-hmm.
But that's deterred a little bit as I've moved away from Rap Fame because partly of for that reason because people on there can be a little bit, you know, a little bit much.
I didn't know if you
But you know,
mentioned. I'm sorry. Did you
no,
was
you're fine.
there a way to report people on Rat Fame?
There likely is.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I have before, and that's definitely something I should have done.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have tried. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But some of the behavior wasn't really like as direct harassment. It was more just like sort of condescending, you know,
Right. Right.
like undertones of like being like a little bit sexist, you know.
Yeah.
So probably nothing really report worthy, but something you could just kind of sense under the surface.
Yeah.
I
So
think that's also a huge
it was
issue.
just like little microaggression.
Microaggressions. Yep, that's the
Yeah.
word.
Okay. Yeah, cause I feel like what you just said there is important. Like just setting boundaries. That's the biggest thing. Cause you know, I've had my issues or two. Like but
Mhm.
but setting boundaries is just really important. Especially like when you're in a male dominated field,
Mhm.
and it's more important because like people, just because you're nice, people will run you over. I'm just gonna say it
Mhm.
like that, and it's unfortunate that you like being nice and kind gets taken for granted, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So
Yeah, you got to be kind of firm, especially if other people are also firm, you know?
yeah,
Um,
because the saying goes, people will treat you like you let them. So
yeah, that's a good saying.
yeah. Okay, so what this kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just saying, but was there ever a point in time where you felt your music was undervalued because of your gender, like your music
Ooh,
specifically?
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, oh, that's interesting.
Like if someone
I'd
was
say
like,
yeah.
it's like, oh, why is she talking about stuff like this? Cause
Right. I would say that because of the content of my music, which is generally more like conscious and more progressive, I
mhm.
would say no, not
Okay,
specifically about the music.
mhm,
It's more of just like my like how I present myself and like what I'm doing and like stuff like that.
right.
I'd actually say that. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I do have a situation where my music was undermined, but it was before they heard me.
Oh,
So I did this
okay.
open mic at a coffee shop, and I did a song that was kind of like chill, like jazzy. You know, I haven't released it yet.
Uh huh.
It's called Special Soup. It will be on my mixtape, by the way. It's
Oh,
very fun.
nice, nice. Plug,
Yeah,
plug.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But the lady who hosted it, and it was supposed to be this whole thing about like being brave and like, you know, being yourself. But the
Yeah.
lady after I performed, she said, "I'm sorry I underestimated you." Which was weird because I'm like,
What?
why did you even make a judgment? And I know why she made a judgment because I'm like some white lady, you know, like I get it, but
What?
like keep that to yourself, you know. So she
Like, why
like,
did she
yeah,
say
since I
that?
have been because I think she just kind of lost her filter for a moment. I don't know, it was weird. But I appreciated her being like, you know, yeah, you did good, but like, you know, you think that
Yeah.
you would just keep that to yourself, but
On the bright side, she was at least being honest, but yeah, that.
true, true.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think that was the situation where I got slightly undermined for my my abilities.
But
But
at
then you know I
that,
was able to redeem myself. So
yeah, I'm sorry, but at that time, were you surprised that it was another female that said that to you and not a male?
uh, a little bit, you know, I was
Mhm.
more surprised that because her whole thing it was because it was called like you know brave space like be brave be yourself. I was more surprised that she made a judgment after advertising the space for that. And
Right.
also yeah, as a woman, you would think that she would sort of like be like you know I understand that you're gonna get judged for this. I don't know. I think she just really hadn't been exposed to many female rappers, and I think she was just surprised.
Right.
But I hope that I helped her be a little bit more accepting.
Yeah. Uplift the sisters out here, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, um, I wanted to ask, based on your experience, was there any difference from working with male artists, like collaborating with male artists compared to female artists?
It's a good question. I think it depends. I think you're one of the only female people I've collaborated with.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's hard to find people in the genre who are open to collaborating. I don't know. It's just because I the lack of exposure. I would say maybe like the subject matter of songs usually more my style with other women. I think that there's some shared experiences as women that, just something that you can sort of use to your advantage there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would say there's not many differences. But I do want to collaborate with more female artists, and that's something I need to do for sure.
Yeah. When you have collaborated with male artists, did you ever feel the need to be like, oh, I gotta go hard because
Mm.
they sound like this or they have this You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
be-
like change my cadence or anything.
yeah, yeah,
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. A little bit. I was on this song that was very like trap heavy, and I was like, I cannot sound like an idiot. Like, I need to make sure I sound a little crazy on here. It
yeah.
worked out well. I think my verse was good, but like, yeah, I get what you mean. You kind of have to like fit the vibe, and I think that applies to any song.
Mhm.
But yeah, especially like when it's like, I get what you mean. Like, of course, I try not to go on songs that like go against my morals or at least something I'm used to. Like,
Right.
I got invited to like a band lab project and it was about like killing, and I'm like, no,
Ooh.
like I'm not gonna pretend to be someone I'm not and try to like fit this
Exactly.
vibe. This is not gonna work. So I try not to do that. I try to still be myself no matter what.
Yeah, cause I feel like sometimes like some of the collabs I had, with guys that go into like straight boom bap and talking about like the heavy parts about life, the struggle and stuff. Like
Right.
I could relate to that also, but because my voice is so high pitched,
Oh,
I
yeah.
I don't want to sound like a kid compared to these like older guys, so I have to come off like, this is me, I'm real. But I feel like sometimes subconsciously we kind of like shape or change the way we fit into a song when we're working with certain people.
Oh, that's very true. Cause like yeah, no, that's true. I listen to like my verses back and I'm like, wow, like they sound all tough and I just sound all like a kind of whiny. Um, so yeah, I get what you mean. I think subconsciously, yeah, you sort of like as you're recording, either lowering or like, because like there's this one verse I was on, and like I kind of had a little bit more oomph in my voice. I was almost like yelling on the mic.
Yeah.
Like I definitely get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so with that being said, also, have you, like, this happened to me, but has anyone ever mistaken your, like, when they hear your music audio, have they ever mistaken you for a guy?
Oh my god. No, but they thought that like so I was in this server and I had to leave because like a guy called me an F slur. It was horrible.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, honestly unrelated to what I was gonna say. But
Mhm.
like this one guy was like, dude, I thought you were a dude just based on like how you're like typing in the chat and stuff. And then he like heard my song and was like, okay, this is very masculine. So I've gotten mistaken for a dude, but like not through my voice, I don't think. Although it's
Okay.
very possible that there's some people who just think I'm a guy and haven't seen my Instagram and just don't know. It's
Right,
possible.
right. Yeah, because I don't show my appearance, at the
Yeah.
moment. Like people, they're like, I either get, well, from some people, I either get, oh, they think I'm a young kid. So
Mm.
I'm like,
That's funny.
I know, it's like, I'm not a kid, okay? I'm not a young boy. I'm a young adult female here, okay? Like, but, I can't necessarily blame them because everyone voices sounds different, to
Hmm.
other, based on the individual. So it's like it is what it is. But I just find it funny. And I'm like, here we go again with the little kid uh, comparisons and everything. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm always scared like on video games that people think I'm like a little boy. Um, but
Yeah,
I don't know if that's ever happened.
I was playing Fortnite a few weeks ago, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And and then this one kid was like, "Who's this little kid?" I'm like, "You know what? I'm
Oh
out.
my
I'm out."
god. Yeah, no, that's when you got to turn off the mic for real.
Okay. Um. Okay. So, what's your mindset when writing a song? Like, so you're writing a song. When you come up with a certain topic you have in mind, what's your mindset about of writing a song that would cater more to like something I guess females can relate to versus like what males can relate to, if you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I try to make my songs really just authentic about me, whether
Yeah.
it's like and I hope that anyone can relate to things like, mental health and like
Mhm.
like my song fiction, like, critiquing a religion that I've been exposed to a lot and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much gender neutral. But
Mhm.
I will say that I don't try to cater to men, but I think that because I talk about women and because of like that I rap over beats that are considered masculine.
Right.
I think that it probably just caters to men by default.
Mm-hmm.
Although, you know, I don't know. I listen to that kind of music too, though, and I'm not a man, so it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Because
I would assume that they would be able to as well.
sometimes I think about like listening to other artists, like male R&B artists, they make songs and stuff, for the guys, and they make certain stuff like love
Mm.
songs for the ladies. You get what I'm saying? But
Right.
you know,
Like the softer stuff for the women, and
yeah,
then like, yeah, I get what you mean.
yeah. I've never like thought of I've never like fully thought about, oh, okay, I'm gonna write this song for men, I'm gonna write this song for female. I just kind of, like you said, kind of just go with what I can relate to, what I feel. Um, but
For
yeah,
sure. No, and like part of that, also with, that, like I try not to, and although and I think some women have fallen into this trap of just like, at least some gay women from music that I've heard written by other gay women is like objectifying women, and that's not something that I want to do in my music.
yeah,
And
I've
like,
heard that. Yeah.
yeah, like, and don't get me wrong, like I understand, and I understand that it's catering to a certain audience, and
Mhm.
obviously the ramifications of a woman objectifying another woman is very different.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, it's something I try to avoid to do, even if men like might listen to it and like it a bit more. Like that's not something I want to do,
Right.
as much. And obviously, objectifying is not the same as like rapping about like love or like anything like that. But it's just a border you have to make sure you don't cross, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I try not to
Definitely.
collaborate with men who frequently object women either, because that's
Yeah, that's
not
too
something I
much
want to
for me.
condone. And it's hard in hip hop to avoid that, but you
Yeah.
can. Once you find the right people, you're good.
Yeah, because it's so mainstream. It's like,
It is.